We are now about to paint the dirt foul lines. This comes in two parts. Right now we're going to do the outfield portion of the dirt lines. As with all other lines, we want to use the string on the outside edge of the line as our guide. The tricky part about the left field line here is I can't do that the entire way. If I tried to, I would not be able to get all the way to the wall, because when I'm standing here, my painter's a couple feet off the wall. So I gotta turn it around and paint a couple feet of it going towards the wall first, and then we can come back and finish the other side. To do that first part, spin around, and paint the rest of the line the way we paint every other line. Keeping a good speed, nice level with the hands. Shut it off right when you get to the grass line, then you finish the right field line. The nice thing about the left field side is the way the line or the string is set up. You'll just start right on the grass edge and you go all the way out to the wall, and you don't need to do any extra movements. We're going to start this whole process of painting the foul lines in the dirt. And first, as you can see, we've stenciled out all the boxes, and we're ready to string it out so we can start actually painting the dirt line. First thing we gotta do is to get our guide, and the two things we use for our guides are the outside edge home plate and the outside edge of the grass foul line down the back of the infield. So the way I will get my line perfectly centered on this plate, I put my nail in the string hole already and just line it up with the little groove we have that surrounds the plate. Once you have that, it'll be straight the entire way down. Hammer it in, and you're good to go to take it out all the way to the edge of the infield. Got our spool out here. You take it, make my knot for the string, pull it all the way tight so there's no slack. Right on the outside edge of the baseline. Right down. Now, essentially we should be good to go. What we do have is we have the base here as our extra guide to know if we're centered or in the right line or not. So we'll take our string, make sure it's right on the outside edge of that base, step on it, take our base out, and now baseline's ready to be painted. As soon as the painter comes up, right as he's about to get to me, I'll step off and it'll be out of their way. Okay, so we're going to do their baseline first. I use the front edge of the batter's box as my guide for where to start. Go all the way out to the back edge of the infield. That's the third baseline. Clean out the paddles. Now you're ready to go go do the first baseline. Alright, so now we're about to do the first baseline. We've got it all strung up down the line. But one thing we got to add is the runner's line. Now the runner's line is 45 feet long. And this point we use to determine the start of our runner's line is we have a sprinkler head halfway down the line, and that'll be the start of our runner's line. Make a little line right on there. The runner's line is 3 feet away from the baseline. We'll use one of our landscape rakes, and we'll just take a nail somewhere between where we start and home plate, and put a nail right on the far end of that rake. And we'll do the same thing all the way down on the back corner of the baseline, or first base. You can go anywhere past the end of the base. Don't want it to be right on where we're going to stop, just so the painter doesn't run into it. Goes in, make a little mark where we end, and that's the runner's line. I don't know what brand.
We don't have to pick up one.
Alright, so the last thing I'm going to paint is the batter's boxes. I've got them all stenciled out already. And the main goal in the pattern of how they do this is to, one, not go in fair territory with my painter, and two, to not take any of my wheels over any of the lines that I've already painted. So we'll go all the way across first, and I'll do all 4 lines going straight up, and then I will do the bottom of the batter's box going straight across, and finish with the 2 catcher's box lines. The nice thing about the stencils in the boxes is they kind of act as strings in the ground that I can use as my guides. Now, 2 of these lines are on the outside of the paddle, so it makes it a little tougher, but you just pay attention to what you want your line to be and get a little bit of a rolling start, and just start painting. Nice thing is you don't have to be perfect on where you start. I'd rather be a little late on the trigger than early, because you can always come at it and finish off the spot that you missed from the other direction. There's some drips coming off, and someone will come around behind with a broom or a rake and broom out those white drips so that you can't see them on TV. Clean off your paddles. That's painting the dirt lines.